once you've added all of the subscriber types that you need, the next thing to do is to set up the subscriber form. Now, if we go back to complex subscriber and then down to subscriber form, you'll see here in a vertical list are all of your different subscriber types. We're going to use the newsletter one that we've already set up here. You'll see that here are all the different fields that are available, and you've either got a green tick or a red cross. So the green tick means that you're going to use that field, the red cross means that you're not. To edit all of them quickly and effectively, we can click the option at the bottom, and then we can tick or untick the available. So for this particular form, I don't want all of these fields. These are ones that have been created earlier, and you can have any combination of field that you like. But what I do want the person's website. I don't want password. I do want their mobile. So you can see in the available column, I'm going to ask the person to give me their first name, last name, the organisation they're from, their phone, their mobile, their email, their password, not their password, their street address, their suburb, state, country, postcode, how did you hear about us, and their website. Now sometimes you want to make sure that people do complete the information, because if you don't, they'll leave lots of information out. And you'll see these little red asterisks here. They are created by using the compulsory field. So by ticking this box, it forces the user to enter that information. So they have to enter their first and last name, organisation's okay, phone they have to enter, email they have to enter, street address they have to enter, how did you hear about us? Not so fussed about that, and website, I'm not so fussed about that. So now that I've done that, I'll save the information, and you can see now, here's my form. All the green ticks are the fields that are going to be included, and all the red crosses are the fields that are not going to be included. If I click on the little page icon here, I can go and have a look at my form. So here's my form. These are the fields that I wanted. Now you can take this a step further, because not only can you have the particular fields, but you can change the way that you collect the information. Plain text means it'll just display some information that you've written. A text box is a small, like this country box here, that's a text box. A text area is a larger area for gathering information. So for example, in a text area you might say something like, give us your bio, tell us some things about yourself, do you have any instructions for us? A password field hides the data so that it comes up as dots. Country list is a pre-programmed drop-down of countries. A drop-down means that they can make selections. A checkbox is a tick box. A checkbox list is like a display screen where you can select multiple options. And a radio button is like a little dot inside a button. So we'll do a few of these things in a moment. Let's go back to our form. So let's see what we can do. Maybe the how did you hear about us box here. Let's make that not a text box, but we're going to make that one a drop down. Now what we do for the drop down is we put the values in. So Google, and then you separate them with a comma. Google, newspaper, friend. And there's a variety of different options that you can do here. Here at the bottom where it says available for, these tick boxes show you which contact forms will use this particular field. So at the moment we're only using the newsletter form. So let me save that. There we go, okay. Now I'll go to my form and have a look. So here are all my fields. Now do you remember before, how did you hear about us? We changed this from a text box, this is a text box here, to this drop down. Can you see how it shows Google, newspaper, friend, all those options that we put in before? I can show you a few more of these options, so let me go through, and what I'll do is I will add in a few more little fields here. So let's put a few of these back in. So we'll put in this side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4 and side 5. And I'm going to edit these to be different types of fields. At the moment they all say text box. So let me edit this one. Rather than a text box, I'm going to put in plain text. And in the value, I'm going to write this is some text, and you'll see how that plays out. Great. In side 2, I'm going to change that one to a text area. Now we don't need a value for text area, so I'll just save that. Side 3, let's make this one, we've done drop down, we'll make this one a checkbox. Now you need some options, some values for a checkbox. So I'll put in there, please select. Now number 4, side 4, instead of a text box, we're going to make this one a text box list. So we need a few values for this one. We might put in dog, cat, chicken, sheep, and we'll see this one. And finally, side 5, we are going to make this one a radio button. And you also need to have some values here. So let's call this one red, blue, yellow. Alright, let's go and have a look at our form now. So you'll see at the bottom here, it's actually substantially different than what it was before. Let's fill out our form. First name, I'll put in my details, Chris. Okay, so I'm putting in my details there. Put in my first name, my last name, organisation. Let me leave phone out so that we can see what happens here. I've put in an address, country drop down there. How did you hear about us? Let's say from the newspaper. What's my website? I don't want to put that in. Now, here's a text area that we were talking about before. Here's our checkbox list with all of our different options that people can pick. And here are our radio buttons. Now, where checkboxes and radio buttons are different, with checkboxes, you can select any combination that you like. With radio buttons, you can only select one. So if you want to force the user to only select one option, a radio button is a great idea. If you want them to say, what pets do you have? You might say, oh, I have a dog, a cat and a sheep. And if you say to them, what's your favourite colour? You can't have more than one favourite colour, so maybe a radio button is the best option. They then fill in the anti-spam captcha here and click submit. Now I'm not going to do the anti-spam captcha just to show you what happens, and I'll click submit. And it comes up with a warning. It says, please enter phone. If you remember, we made phone compulsory, but I haven't put a value in here. So let me put in a fake phone number. And click submit, and now it's saying please enter anti-spam code, because I haven't entered the anti-spam code here. 4 plus 5 is 9, of course. Let's give it a go. Okay, the form is processing now, and it's going to take us to the confirmation page. Here we go. Now this is my confirmation page, and it has some information here. It says this text is shown to the subscriber. If you remember, we added this when we created our subscriber type before. So that can be unique, that text. It also gives an instruction saying an email verification link has been sent to your email address. Do you remember before we had the option of setting that we wanted to verify the email? This is just saying to the user that they've had that email and they need to go and click on the link. Essentially, that's how this complex subscriber works. If we now come back to our admin and go to our subscriber list, you'll see here are all the different subscribers that have added to that list. And here's the one from today. It has the subscriber list, so you know where they came from, their email address. It has the date they subscribed, and it'll say pending. That means that they haven't clicked on that email address to verify it yet. You can then use that information to contact that person, send them any information that you like. But the best part is if you click on this edit link here, it brings up all of those form fields and it shows you all of the answers that the person put in. So you've got all of those answers there available and ready to use, so you can use that data in any way that you need. In a nutshell, that's the complex subscriber. It can do quite a few more things than that, but essentially that's it and its main functionality.